Right, so that should bring us live. Figured I'd try a splash screen to start with. Okay. Please let me know if there's any issues with audio or with video for that matter. Hopefully everything should be fine. YouTube seems to believe that everything is fine, so hopefully everything is. So, the idea on this live stream is to continue some of the work we did with on the previous one. Just to check my notes, I said that we might be looking at starting a new live stream more easily, making a good visual presentation, and some chat. Hey Anand, hey Reza. So yeah, starting a new live stream more easily, good visual presentation, and potentially chat. So we'll see how far we get. So what you see now is, well, streaming nothing at all. And I haven't set it up so that we will automatically stream a bunch of things or that I have to stream to try it out. So we'll see how we go about demoing the visuals of it. But first, so last time we did this streaming stuff. Let's see, do I have, no, I don't have any history from that. That's, whoa, this is not the history I was looking for. So essentially I had to do this. And well, actually, maybe I had a convenient one. Yeah, go live. My screen. So if I did that, I could go here and nothing would happen because the stream isn't running yet. Hey, McBull. So if we go to the membrane RTMP plugin, I believe there's an example for just shoving, a test from FFmpeg into RTMP. So yeah, let's download their test fixture. And so I will probably run this in a separate shell somewhere. So maybe that's a shell you won't be seeing, but that shouldn't super matter. So let's see. It's called test something. Test fixtures. So by default, we run this live stream thing on port 5000. This runs on port 5000. So now I'll try to stream to this. And it says nothing yet. Playback stage change from prepared to playing. Oh, this is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful stream. Looks fantastic. So this 9-second video with the test tone and everything, magnificent. The best live stream. But it's a decent test. And now, like, we can revisit this and the video is shown. But so if I want to start one of these, I would have to do it from this. Something I haven't tried yet. Hold on, I'll stop the lights there. Something I haven't tried yet is putting this on another port and running multiple of them. That's something I want to be able to do. So that's something we should add. So let's see. We open that from the .yod file where we have our utility function. So this is go live. And I guess if we instead pass name as a map and we offer the option of a port here, and we add default port here. So this would allow us to start 2 of them listening at the same time, because I don't believe it supports multiple streams on the same port right now. I believe that's stated in this. I believe there's some note. At this moment, only one client can connect to the server. So when, for example, when I'm streaming to YouTube, I mean, everyone is using the same port, but not really. So when I send my video stream to YouTube, I'm sending it to the same port everyone else is, but it's being distributed and routed in some manner. But we don't want to bother with all of that. So this is also an important part. We are registering this with the name livestream, which will not work for these purposes in the long run. So we'd need to do this. And it would be good to be able to look it up by name, but let's not do everything at once. So this live streaming thing would then be name, port. And like that, we've added the option of changing the port. So now we should be able to recompile this, run go live and say, I want one on 111. Actually, I should probably not start it on the same name, but it did spit out. Oh, that must have been V5. There's the PID. So if I want to kill it, I could do dad PID. Okay, so that should be shut down now. Start it again. My stream 1. Now I'm curious what happened, because I saw this a few times previously where I had to so I often had to start it twice, which was curious. Let's start this up again. Do I do that? No, that starts. I want to do my stream 2. This is experimental. I don't know if this is going to work. So now I should have 2 different streams I could join. I go to number 2. and I stream to 1112. This should reach a playable state and stuff. And it finishes streaming the video before it's done processing it, but that's because it's a short video. While this is still asleep. But if I send to this, it seems to be doing fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't autoplay, which is too bad. But okay, so now if I want to start my stream 3, I don't know if I will get an error or not. That's no, okay, that seems fine. So now there's my stream 3, which isn't started yet. Okay, so this gives me sort of what I would need to administer this. Right now I don't have a login system for this project. I'll probably add Phoenix Gen Auth at some point. But I figured I could start by building a little bit of UI, since I haven't shipped this site anywhere yet. This is an experimental version that will probably be the new Underjord website at some point. But let's assume I'll just add an admin here. Let's call it admin/livestreams. Let's just do live streams. I'll move it to an admin part later. So now I want to make a copy of this one so I can skip some of the live view boilerplate, which is, to be fair, fairly minor. So live streams live.ex, sure. This doesn't require a parameter unless I screwed it up. No. So no params. Nothing special about the session right now. Yeah, so these are interesting. So this can work as a way of checking if there's a live stream. So path/join live stream. The local path /live stream/name. Yeah, so if I do live streams path, so all the live stream data is stored locally in a particular folder. This should not be hard coded at a later point, but now it is. If you have questions about what the heck we're doing, don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to answer questions, but I'll just plow on otherwise. So let's say we want to do live streams. I'll type that to ls. Type that to enum.filter and Then we take local live stream path. We path the join that with should be folder name. And then we path the join that with index.m3u8. So this is a way we can identify if a live stream actually exists or has started. We can't tell if it's sort of an unstarted listening live stream. But this can be a way of getting all the started live streams. So we just look in that folder and look for all the index M3U8s, all the indexes, and then we file stat that. And then we take the first, so the 0th element of that stat, and we check if this is equals. This is a very pipeliney. I like pipelines when you can get away with it. Usually you need to do some more error handling, but this might actually be fine. We'll see. Because in that case, we have all the folder names of the live streams, and the folder names are the names of the live streams. So those are the started live streams. It's a good enough start to begin this whole thing with, at least something to start with. So there are some live parts here. Maybe that's in this file. No. I wonder, where does the pub sub come from? I expected us to have some pub sub in this one. And there it was, I just missed it. So if you want to track all live streams, it would also be good if you could get this and state.name. This would then be an admin view that can live update when when things happen, which is good. So live streams. That should give us the events that would be more useful to this UI. So this Phoenix pub sub, good stuff for doing all this. So I'll just move this out into a utility function. Left list started. So now if this one gets a note that a new stream has started, it can just do list started. And if we get a note that one has ended, we can just update the same. So now, cannot define module under your live. Yeah, that's because this is now supposed to be called live streams. Undefined function live streams path. That's 0. Oh. That. So now it compiles. That doesn't necessarily mean that anything else is working. So if I go to live streams, we can see that it's not rendering it. Morning, or not morning. Hello, need sleep. So I don't think we need to look at that one. Let's clean up a little bit. Close that for now too. This is the render. We don't need to check if something has started really. Rather, I would like to do for stream name and started do. Now if we want to do like a unordered list, very novel. We do this. Could even make it into a link. Now if I ever remember the route helpers, but I think you do router and then this would be live path at socket, maybe index, definitely name stream name. Right, put it into Elixir. Oh, so right. This is I'm still unused to, because this is Phoenix 1.6. You have the new template syntax, which is good. I'm just not very used to it. I think I'm still allowed to do that inside of a tag. So now if we remove all of this, so something, if we left out this A, it will tell us that it is expecting an A tag. Why is it complaining about if not assigned immersive? Oh, it's the layout. So let's see that one. Huh. routes. Hello, MHZ. Live path. Hold on. Load web dot router dot helpers. I have live path 2, live path 3. They do exist. Oh, it just wants the name straight. It's fine. Or index. It says it wants underviewed web live, but I'm not sure about that. I think Phoenix will handle that for me. Okay, I guess that works. And this is the list. So I did start, or I did create this my stream 3, but I haven't started it yet. So we could actually trigger a start on that, and hypothetically, that would trigger. No, I don't think it would trigger a broadcast that will make it show up here because we haven't. It did not have that code snippet, but we can create a 4th one. So now, like if I refresh this, number 3 shows up. Now I've started number 4, which should have the new code. And now I'm starting number 4. And maybe with some luck, it will just show up. No, all right. Probably a bug somewhere. Because if I refresh, it's there. Okay. But I mean, this is a slight start at least. Now let's see. I open this live stream. I just want to check. This one. Live streams, I believe, is the topic, which would definitely affect whether it gets the message or not. I can check that it is the correct topic as well. Yes. Let's start at number 5 here, the 5th port. See if that shows up in the view. Oh, I missed the message. It has been retracted. Didn't see it in time. And there it shows up. Ta-da! But that's mostly a nice convenience. That's not really why I want this type of view. So what I want is, so when I plan a live stream for YouTube, for example, that means I fill in some information about the upcoming stream, and then I when I start streaming to it, that's when it starts. And here it's also like when I start streaming it, that's when the stream starts. But right now I have to write this stuff in the terminal, which is not what I want to do for starting a live stream. So we can make a text input that will take care of that for me. So let's see, that's the name. The name of the name is the name. ID is name. And then I think optionally we should be able to define the port. But it should also default to 5000. I believe makes update ignore is good. No, hold on. That shouldn't matter. We'll see. Jury's still out on that. So we've made a very nice form here. You can see these beautiful fields. All right. If I remember correctly, we have tailwind here. So I'll maybe add name work as well. I haven't added any forms. My site isn't really form driven overall. So NX4. So margin on the x-axis 4. I'll just start with M4. See where that gets us. We got down from the top bar a little bit. Text hue black. CBGU purple, I think. Yep. So the U colors are my brand colors that I've added or prefixing. Yeah, something like that. And P2, PX4. Now the text color here is not very good. U white, BDU black, border U cyan, something like that, and text U white. It's not quite white and it's not quite black. That's one of the reasons why I have my own black and whites. I don't remember how to do borders in Tailwind, so let's look it up. Oh, it's just border. The border color didn't take just like that. So it's not picking up my colors for the border. That's unfortunate, but I'm not sure I want to play with that right now. That's not the primary reason for this. Rounded MD. Margin left 2 pixels. Margin right 4, maybe. We'll see. Gives a bit more space. Okay, so now we have a form where we can actually see what we're typing in it. Sweet. Maybe that also has to be rounded though. Don't use a lot of rounded things on my site, so I have to think about which approach I'm using. Now this looks absolutely terrible comparatively. So I guess MX 8. There, now they're spaced apart a little bit. So if I want to capture the submission and do something with that, I need to add a handler. Create was one. Thanks, Hata. Live stream path. So I'm calling it lives. that live view is just called live. So probably not quite accurate. There might be some delay in my responses. I'm streaming at a fairly high quality, which unfortunately introduced a significant delay, which well, name test board. Yeah, that's fine. So with that, I would be able to just do this. Go live name string.to integer port. So let's try it. So one thing I should add to this listing is probably sorting. Dot sort. Aardvark. I'll use port 5000, that's fine. Or 5001, let's. So it logged that it was creating some stuff. So if I send a video stream to 5001 now, we can see that it's processing some things. And Aardvark showed up. That's fun. So this means I can actually schedule live streams. Now, to keep live streams that have been started but are not running, keeping track of those, there's a number of different ways that could be done. But typically we need to register them somewhere during init. So I think like PG2 is my go-to way of registering processes. So here we can create a name. Oh. So this handling it, I think we have the correct port PID here. So let's just try v2.create live streams. All right. Let's see. Open live streams. Then just join that PG2. Actually, we should just use PG. Now I have to actually check Erlang PG. I think that has slightly different API. Join a single or multiple process to the group name. A process can join a group many times, must then leave the same group the same number of times. Start. So let's just try something here. PG join strands. Right. Join to what's a PID or PIDs? The process is not alive, or there's no process currently associated with the given name, possibly because its application isn't started. So yeah, I'm not sure about that path thing, whether that's the new proper way or if it's just one of the many ways in which you can call those helpers. I'm honestly not sure. I just made it work this time. So take it with a grain of salt. Can I just tell it to run PG as an extra application? Maybe. Nope. External start PG by default. Is there a yeah. Yeah, okay, so just this. That's certainly one way to do it. I'm not particular about how to do it. I just run into it a few times now. I figured I'll at least look up what people tried. This is just so we have somewhere to register processes. You are welcome, RTMP. I do enjoy doing these streams, and it's fun that they seem appreciated. So now if I restart my dev server, yeah, I can join. That's good. So this registers in the open live streams. Now I'm not sure I can actually access. That doesn't necessarily mean I can access the name of it. Could save the name. So ETS would be something to potentially use here to just store this information. I'm not sure I can be bothered. But yeah, so now those join one of those. And then we're gonna get this. Actually, we should send a ready. Which is another one of these. And then we can list started, and we can, now this is something we should do. List, what did we call them? We call them open. So let's how do we list open? Actually, that's not just a rhetorical question, because we can certainly get the PIDs. It's not necessarily all that helpful. So we could do PG and if we do that one and add something to render it, this would be H2 started. And we just grab this whole chunk. But we're not getting a stream name here, really. So we are getting a PID in actual fact. Now we can do an inspect on that to at least turn it into something we can display. Actually, I'm gonna pretend that we get a stream name. Now for compile error, in the file. I really like this validation of templates because I screw that up so often. Live stream, undefined function state. Oh, not in the state yet. That's fair. So we have 0 running once. If we do test 5,000. Okay, I think I should restart that. Is it throwing somewhere? What's wrong? Prints out a lot of warnings. I think my font is probably Fira code, but I haven't checked recently. And my code editor is, oh, the editor theme. I think that's Dracula. There's nothing very fancy. I think I posted the MRC somewhere, but it's nothing Nothing very involved. I keep meaning to do something more thorough with it, but I haven't. Yeah, Phoenix param not implemented for PID 0. So it crashes there. Otherwise, it might be fine. I did expect a breakage there, but I didn't expect it to log all that much. So let's do spec/1. That Uber 5006. And now we get that one. Not the most helpful thing. Let's see. Let's look at this information, see what we can do with it. So now we have the PID. So I wonder if membrane provides us something good for, I like pipeline question mark. No. Oh, I wanted a module. Let's see, membrane hacks. I'm curious if there are, what kind of introspection I have available. There's some way I could pull out some of the information I will want. So we're dealing with a membrane pipeline. No, I don't think we can easily pull this information out. Which I mean, it's unfortunate. There is a hack we could probably do. Or a bit of a hacky thing. What is it? System. Just like get state. So this is a more intended to be a debugging tool, if I understand correctly. I actually just learned about this thing from Elixir in Action. You can learn things by reading books, turns out. So let's check the Erlang sys module. Get state. A functional interface to system messages. All right. There's no huge reason why we couldn't do this or have this. Let's see. I wonder if the name I gave it is in here somewhere. Because if I recall correctly, in the live stream, we do save the name, and then we use the name in different places. Oh, there it is, internal state. There it is, the key. So let's do something gnarly, because I don't particularly care to do it in a nice way. So we get these PIDs. And then we should be able to do system. Should be able to do PID, system get state, and then get in internal state name. Yeah. So we want internal state, and then we want name. Right? No, it's the atom name. We kept our nice atom, of course. Yeah, that should get us the names of all the open live streams. So seems good to me. Give it a good name like that. Create it. Ha! Okay, that's nice enough way to start my live streams, I think. And that gives me that piece of feature set. Now, there's a ton of things I'm considering doing that we aren't poking at right now, but we're coming up on, actually, yeah, we're about coming up on time, so we should probably wrap this up. Unfortunately, this code base is not publicly available, but if you would want to sort of get a hold of the stuff I've been doing with this, I really don't mind sharing it. It's just that I haven't really set up this particular code base to be intended to be shared entirely publicly. So I don't know what I have in it. But if you have a use for this stuff, just reach out. We'll make something happen. All right. Well, I got part of what I intended done, and I got it more of it done than I thought, or than we necessarily had to. So there's some styling, some changes to how the live streaming call works. We've made it possible to configure the port. We made it possible to run multiple live streams in parallel. And we made a small admin system for adding live streams. At some point, I might have to have one for removing them, but that's for later. So a bit of live view, some pub subbing to get that working. Yeah, a decent mix of different topics, I think. All right, I guess that's it for this time. So have a good weekend, everyone, and thanks for dropping by. If you want more of what I do, underyo.io is the place. You'll find it linked from the YouTube, etc. So take care.